Yo, 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 what's good? It's your boy, Brooklyn 80s. Back with another episode of The Perspective. We live and direct tonight. You heard? We're going to be breaking down the Elite Eight. We're going to be breaking down the Final Four. And we're going to talk about who we think is going to win it all. All four of these teams is capable, so it's interesting. We might touch on the transfer portal. We might touch on Juju's return to dominance. You know, a few things we got to talk about tonight. We might touch on the CBA. You know, we might touch on the drafts is looking different now. Real money. You want to talk about UConn's bandwagon? I mean, I don't know if UConn got a bandwagon. They playing their best basketball right now. I don't think you crazy if you I don't think you crazy if you picking UConn. Make sure y'all don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this for the first time, I talk women's basketball. I talk all things women's basketball. So make sure you got subscribed to the channel. Mika, what's up? Real Money says, nah, they playing elite. No lie. Now, that's a fact. They definitely playing elite basketball.
What's good?
Ain't not much, you know. Just trying to let people, you know, taking my time trying to let people join in.
Yo, this Final Four been getting busy.
That's a fact.
The whole tournament was getting busy.
That's a fact.
I was just like, yo, it's gonna be something light. Then somebody said Juju went down. I was like, what?
That's a fact, man. Shocked the whole world.
Bro, calm.
Definitely shocked the whole world.
Yeah.
But this just adds to her story, though. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, most definitely.
Yeah, I'm not on that train. Real Money. I do think, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do think UConn does have the upper hand, but counting out South Carolina is crazy. Right? We all know that South Carolina is South Carolina. You get what I'm saying? Rashad.
Yo, I'm in here.
You in here, brother?
What's good? Everybody? What's good? Everybody, hold on. I gotta send this to my
Yeah, definitely get it linked. Get it. Yep, definitely get your thing. We just chilling right now. It's just the intro, so you ain't missed nothing. We having small talk
for sure
right now.
All right, baby.
Rashad Mullet. Yo, this is an honor, Brody.
Man,
real talk.
No, ain't no thing, bro. What's good, chat? The Live King. I'm here with the Live King. What's poppin', chat?
I don't know if I'm the Live King no more. I took a little break and it seemed like people forgot about me, but let's see if I can help them remember.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Forget. Yeah, I know how the algorithm go, but hey, once you was a Live King once, you always a Live King, bro.
Facts. Listen, I can't even take credit. I got to give a lot of credit. I don't know if you heard of him, but my brother, K-Sap from Simply Ball Dropping,
yeah,
I got to give him all the credit in the world, because if he didn't put the battery in my back to, start podcasting, I wouldn't be here doing this. So shout out to him. He's the real Live King. I'm just trying to do my part. You feel me?
Nah, I heard it, bro. And definitely going to continue to grow and go forward as long as you continue. You know what I'm saying? Shedding the light on others. That's what
Yeah,
it's
that's
all
a
about,
fact.
bro.
That's a
It's all
fact.
about community and building up all this stuff, bro. For real.
Absolutely. That's why when I saw you, I had to reach out. I was like, yo, this is somebody who's been doing this a lot longer than me. You know what I mean? You actually be at at the games at times. You actually get to touch and talk to the players. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I'm from New York. You know, I got to throw that in there.
Yeah. That's you in Brooklyn?
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm in Queens now.
Okay. Like to me, being from the South, that's all the same. Like,
listen, I got a family from the South. My mom in North Carolina right now.
Oh, there it is. My mom from North Carolina.
Yeah, sure. my mother family, our whole side from North to East Carolina.
Okay, yeah. East Carolina. Okay, for sure.
Yeah,
So salute to East Carolina. They just won the college championship a few years ago. I know it was a random stat. I don't know. It was the first thing that popped in my mind, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I used to go down there. I used to go to North Carolina every summer when I was a kid. So I definitely got a lot of love and a lot of memories in North Carolina. So shout out to North Carolina.
Shout out North Carolina, man. Shout out South Carolina.
That's a fact. Guess what? My father's family is from South Carolina, so I got history in both states. There you go.
My pops is actually from Jersey, but his mom is from South Carolina, and his mom's entire family.
Got you. Both my parents are from Brooklyn, so that's how they met.
Okay,
Both of my grandmothers went to Brooklyn, and obviously had my parents, and they met. But like I said, both of their families, my father's whole family is from South Carolina. I think it's Sumner, something like that. Something like that.
Like Sumter.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
and then my mother's family is from like the Greenville area in North Carolina.
Yeah, Yeah. Shout out. That's the country, both them places.
That's a fact. That's an apple top fact.
The country, and New York is mad cool. I love New York. Going up there, I'm going back this summer.
Oh, definitely. We gotta link up.
Yeah, my homie, he wanted me to stop by for the Cleo Soul show.
Okay.
I was like, nah, I gotta stack up for a little bit because I just moved and whatnot.
Facts. Rashad, this is Mikachu. Mikachu is she also from Brooklyn, but she also used to.
What's up?
She used to play ball. You know, she was she was a point guard. Mikachu.
Yeah, point guard.
Facts.
Okay,
facts.
all right. Facts, B.
Rashad is he's a dope YouTuber. You know, he covers basketball. I don't know if you cover other sports, but you can basically break down your history just to let the people know, and also let Mikachu know.
For sure. Yeah, man. So pretty much like you said, like my main job, my day job, I'm in media. So I've been doing that for over 10 years now, getting up there in age. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do. The specialty is sports, but you know, I have covered politics and other stuff like that. And then YouTube, it kind of like I used to just upload my work on YouTube, and then during the pandemic I like just gave it a try, and once I like played a character a little bit, it kind of like I got a little attention, and then I started pursuing YouTube after that. So
Gotcha.
That's really what it is. I took a couple years off, but now I'm really back, like, you know, pursuing it and stuff like that. So that's me for real.
Dope. All right, y'all. Let's start talking about the Elite Eight a little bit before we get into the Final Four. I don't know. Did y'all watch the games?
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
So the first game I want to talk about is South Carolina. Let me get the games up here. Play the highlight while we talk about it. This South Carolina versus Duke. My thoughts on this game was South Carolina almost lost.
Again.
Yeah, this was a defensive game. But that's the way Duke play, though. Duke like to play those defensive games. My issue with South Carolina is South Carolina they too unpredictable. They have you never know who's gonna step up, right? Sometimes it's Fawali, sometimes it's Joyce Edwards off the bench, other times it's Chloe Kitts. You know, I don't know what's going on with Tahina Powell right now. She in the slump. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only issue with South Carolina. We know they're gonna play defense, so we're not worried about that. We know that they well coach. We're not worried about that. But they always find a way to get it done, though. To their credit, they find ways to get it done. But yeah, that was my thoughts on this game, man. It's like a lot of the guards. I love what Raven Johnson brings to the game. I love what a lot of these players bring to the game, but it seems like some of them is just they too much of system players. They don't know how to get a bucket when it's time to get a bucket, right? Even this game, I feel like the fact that Duke had Ashlyn Jackson and her ability to get to the three and knock down threes is what kept Duke in this game. Because, like I said, this was an ugly game. Two defensive teams, not a lot of scoring, but Ashlyn Jackson was able to knock down that three for Duke to keep Duke, a threat to South Carolina. And South Carolina just deep, so they was able to figure it out. Like I said, they always find a way to figure it out. But what was you guys' thoughts on South Carolina and Duke?
I felt that they played a lot like stagnant basketball. They never got into their full sets and stuff like that. Like Malaysia for Wiley will, make a great play to make a stupid defensive transition and foul somebody when it wasn't even necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they, like you said, they didn't have somebody probably with the level head to be like, okay, this is what we running, and you didn't know what's the next play and like how's it gonna go because they always played like too stagnant or whatever.
Yeah.
For me, it was like it's just weird. South Carolina's a weird dynamic because they've always been like the number one team of this era. I say probably since like really, if you want to say since Asia Wilson, they kind of been like
2018, 2017.
Yeah, exactly. They kind of been like next up since UConn for real. And it's weird because they have all of these players like they can go 10 deep.
Yeah.
All Americans, McDonald All Americans, 5-star prospects, everything like that, top 15 prospects in the nation coming out of high school. And opposing coaches, they complain about that. Like there's a history of them complaining about this, whether it's Kim Mulkey or Kenny Brooks over there, with Kentucky and stuff like that. So it's just weird how people are like, they have too much talent. And then, when it comes out to individual accolades and stuff like that, they don't necessarily have the superstars to say, they got the stars and they dominate in the All-American list, all these things and stuff like that. So, and like you said, in a situation like this, you're like, do they have someone that can score the ball and get a bucket? And it's like, they should, like, they're all 5-star recruits, So it's just weird, a weird dynamic there. I do think, as people have pointed out, Ashton Watkins is missed. Everything South Carolina does, like both of y'all said, is kind of by committee. So it's like they need every single piece of that unit. They're all important. Fagan's important just as Ashton Watkins is important, just as Breezy Hall is important, just as Powell and Tessa Johnson and all these players. Like they have to work together for it. So now losing one of those pieces, Lay is kind of the closest thing in this generation that they've had, to a superstar, to a star and everything like that with the talents and abilities. But, she crazy too. She play out of control too at times and everything like that. So it's just weird, bro. South Carolina's got to figure it out. Do they put it together? Because they're not going to win the championship playing like this. And I know these are the type of clips and takes that people clip and then they play it after they win and say, they doubted us. No one believed. Like you guys seen the commercial with RDC And Mark was
Yeah,
like, they can't do it. And
yeah.
everybody's like,
That's the funny
everybody,
thing.
they all doubt us. Nobody thought we'd get past the first round. And it's like, you guys were like number one for the past 5 years. What do you mean no one believed you? So,
Right.
but I don't think they're gonna win this year with how they're playing right now. So they really got to flip a switch this weekend. Will they? I don't think so. But I hope they beat Texas for the sake of my bracket.
Facts, facts, facts. RC in basketball says, all I have to say about Kenny Brooks and Kim Mulkey is if they recruit better, they do better. Stop complaining and recruit well. Keep them there too. Um,
Shout out RC, quality channel as well for sure.
Good point. Good point, RC. To your point though, Rashad, I think they do have those scorers. The problem is, I guess, because they so deep, them scorers is not consistent, right? Because you take a look at, like I said, on any other program, Malaysia Fawali will be starting. And to me, Malaysia Fawali is a 25, 30 point scorer in college. You get what I'm saying?
If Malaysia Fulwali was in Kiyomi McMiller's shoes, she would be Kiyomi McMiller.
And Keomi McMiller's shoes and Tanaya Lotson's shoes, even in I could see her doing what Hannah Hidalgo does on Notre Dame. Like and to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people don't say it because they have recency bias. But to me, I've been saying this since she's been a freshman. She's the second best player in that sophomore class behind Juju. To me, is Juju.
That's a Snapple
You
fact.
disagree?
Yeah.
You disagree with that? I got Juju, and then I got her. Juju to me, everybody compare. People want to compare the women to men. We gotta stop doing that. But people say if people say Juju is the Jordan, to me, Malaysia for Wally game is AI. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But why you disagree? Who you say is the second best player in that sophomore class?
Hidalgo, bro, easily.
You got Hidalgo. Okay, I'm not mad at that. My only thing is when people say that, and I love Hidalgo. I'm a Hidalgo fan, so this is not to knock Hidalgo. But when people say that, I tell them to go back and look at that game when Notre Dame played South Carolina, and I believe it was 2023 or 2024. I believe it was 2024.
But what?
No, it had to be 2023. I'm sorry, and 2023 in France. When they went for the exhibition game before the season started.
I remember what game you talking about. You talking about the game where
she threw it behind her back and
I remember that game. They won by 80.
They was matched up. They was playing against each other in that game.
It's 2025.
So no. Yeah, but the difference is role. The difference role, bro. You feel me? Like that's why I said the role that Hannah Hidalgo is in for Notre Dame. She's in a role to be the best scorer, right?
100%.
For Wiley, he's coming off the bench for whatever reasons. People say, she needs it, whatever the case may be. But I do believe, even on the NC State, if she had a role like Isaiah James have, somebody like that, I believe if she was in one of those roles, we'll see a different for Wiley, in my opinion.
But she's not like, I feel like Hidalgo isn't as wild as Lay can be. Like Lay can be. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you out here trying to make M1 mixtape. Like, we just need to get a bucket. We just need a 2.
And that's the knock. Yeah, that's the knock on her.
Hidalgo, she go East Bay too with the late. Go ahead.
That's not a knock on her because you don't want to stifle her creativity.
Exactly.
Because you want to refine her and make her see that you need to play more strategic instead of just going for broke, like how you have a Westbrook will go. He has a killer motor, but his like basketball IQ is kind of helter skelter when you actually need to slow it down a bit, back up, and then make it play. Because not every time you could go 0 to 100. Sometimes you gotta go 60. You know what I mean? And that's what Dawn Staley is trying to instill in her. That's why she kept her on the bench sometimes. Like, she could be a starter on any other team, but Dawn Staley is trying to refine her into making her a better player, a long-lasting player than a person like an AI, versus I don't even know who's else compared to Malaysia Fawali's game, but like her skill set that you cannot, you let her go for a little bit. But then you gotta bring her back and bring her back down to reality. This is why you shouldn't have done that. That's all that is. And I think if you stifle her game, that's gonna make her not want to play ball. Because I've seen that a lot in players. You know what I mean?
I hear it. It's just like Don is doing it for a reason, like you say, like because it's like you could go to one of those other universities, get the keys. We even see it. It's kind of I don't even think this controversial to say. I think everybody would agree. Kind of see that USC with Juju, right? Like Coach
Yeah, a
Gottlieb
little wild sometimes. Yeah.
don't really know. Like you go out there, you watch them play offense. You like, do they have one play?
Facts.
Get Juju the ball and let
And
Juju
get out the
dribble
way.
ball and figure it out.
Yeah,
That's all they do. So it's like
Yeah.
she can go to any other program and ball out everything like that. But it's not like you say, it ain't gonna prepare her for the next level or anything. That's not sustainable game, like because you're not just gonna be able to do unless you're on the worst team in the league, you're not just gonna be able to do that in the league. So it's like the ability to refine it. And you say Westbrook, okay, when we speak about Westbrook peers, right? Harden, who else would you say? I want to say DeRozan, but he not quite on that level. Shout out to DeRozan. But if you say
John
Harden,
Morant.
Westbrook, well, he a bit like new school. I'm talking
Okay,
about
you
like
talking about his
around,
era. You talking about
yeah,
around his era.
Westbrook
Derrick
era.
Rose.
Derrick
yeah,
Rose.
Derrick
Yeah.
Rose.
So
He had to
if
got he definitely got humbled due to injury, but
yeah, but I'm saying, so out of that three,
John
you
Wall.
probably taking Harden, Rose, and then Westbrook third. I mean, unless you're saying, okay, Rose went around that long, everything like that, whoop whoop, then you put Rose third. But if you're doing them at their peak, you going Harden first, Rose second, and Westbrook third. And why you going Westbrook third? Because Westbrook, while we love the motor and your will to win, Rose know how to run a set. Harden know how to slow the game down and make you play at his pace. And that's what make them great. That's the same thing with Hidalgo. Hidalgo, she can go East Bay off the glass layup. We seen it in the game. She can go off the glass pass to her teammate on a fast break. We seen it in the game. We seen her do the behind the back, between the legs, no look, all that. But at the same time, we also seen Hidalgo down the stretch in UConn on the road. Bink, 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 hit, step back in your face. You know what I'm saying? We seen that poise. We seen that pace from Hannah Hidalgo, and that's the difference. And that's why it's so, okay, Lay, you're great, but that don't mean much except for you're great for us at South Carolina in college. And what Don is trying to do is prepare her to have the most successful, long-term career post South Carolina.
I will only say this, and I agree with everything you said, so I'm not pushing back, but I do have a counter argument. And it's what you said about Juju. I agree with what you said about Juju. Juju sometimes could play a little bit wild, right? And they offense in USC is a little bit of one-on-one, get Juju the ball, let her create offense. But the thing that Juju also has a freedom to do is learn from her mistakes. I think what happens with Malaysia a lot, because she's on a short leash, people see the wild plays and they don't see how she grow from it, because she is on the bench and she don't have that opportunity. Like I said, you talk about AI, or you talk about the Westbrooks, or you talk about, the Hardens and everybody you mentioned, they all had the freedom to be them and grow. We've seen the same way we've seen a Harden that struggles. We've seen an MVP Harden too. And we was able to see, I don't think James ever was an MVP, but we was able to see the best versions of James. And we was able to see, I think I said Harden twice. I'm talking about Westbrook, my fault. We was able to see an MVP Westbrook. And we was able to see the best version of James. And we was able, I forgot the other player you mentioned, Derrick Rose. We was able to see an MVP Rose, right? We was able to see these players grow. I think that's the issue with Fawali. Is she a little wild sometimes? Yes. And that's why I said that it's all about role, because I believe if she had the role that those other players have, she would have the ability to say, okay, because like I agree with Mika. You can't take away a player's creativity, but that player can learn when I'm doing a little too much. Okay, I need to reel it in, because Leia's gonna throw it behind her back and hit you with the she gonna hit you with that, and you don't want to take that away, because that's what grows a women's game. When we go back and look at Magic Johnson, we love the fact that he was on a break like I love doing that, because if you see the documentary where That shit is hilarious. Magic is hilarious. But my point is, we love that. We didn't want to see Magic turn the ball over and say, okay, I'm gonna play, traditional basketball now. Nah, we want to see the creativity because that's what makes us fans. As kids, that's what make us love the game. Are we trying to grow the game? Malaysia, for Wiley, is gonna be a fan favorite when she get to the WNBA. And I'm sure she's a fan favorite now. You get what I'm saying? So I agree with everything you said. All of those players you mentioned deserve all the credit in the world that they get. And I do believe that Mo3, I'm gonna drop the link for you. I forgot to send it to you too. But all of the players we mentioned deserve everything they get. All the credit and kudos that they get. And Malaysia for Wally is wild. So I'm gonna be honest. She does. But I'm happy she's with Don. She has the right coach to, like you said. I think Don is gonna make her a better pro.
Do y'all remember Tisha Penichero?
Yeah. Shout out to Tisha. The pretty much
educate me.
She like the female white chocolate.
Tisha Penichero was compared to Magic Johnson, and I keep forgetting his name, but he's called like White Chocolate.
White Chocolate,
his
yeah.
nickname is White
Jason
Chocolate
Williams.
or whatever.
Yeah, because she was in Sacramento when Jason Williams was in Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento.
She's Ryan Howard's agent, or she used to be. I don't know if she still is,
she's still an agent. The thing is, Tisha Penichero, she played in the NCAA, but her skill set was from overseas. Like, that's all she watched. All she watched was Magic Johnson growing up. Know what I mean? So you have to be
really quick, Miko. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry. Yo, Mo3, I just sent it to your Discord. Go ahead, Mika.
Tisha Penichero had to learn how to see the court differently. You never want to like hinder somebody's skill set because that would, deter them from actually, wanting to progress. So with Malaysia for Wally, I think Dawn is trying to get her to be at this stat of like the true point guards of the game. Like, she could play a small forward, but the way in which her skill set is, she's probably gonna be more of a point guard in the WNBA. You know what I mean?
Who you saying could play small forward?
Malaysia, because
she too small. She 5'9".
Dude, have you seen her shot though?
No. She definitely got game. She got the game to play any position. I'm just talking about in it because
she's small.
Once you get to the W, the threes is more like 6 foot 6'2". So that's what I was saying. She'd be more of a shooting guard.
But that's what I'm saying. Dawn Staley is 5'6". She played in the W when the point guard was actually that's 5'5".
Yeah, absolutely.
So she's trying to get Malaysia for Wally. I can see she's trying to get her to be more refined and play within what would make her more suitable for the W, because she could do all that flashy stuff, but if she can't pass the ball right when it needs to be passed, or shoot the ball when it needs to be shot, you're not gonna last that long.
Yeah, facts. You gotta learn how to play team ball, and you also gotta learn how to play. It's okay to be flashy, but you gotta learn when to be flashy, when not. Because what happens is, I think Dom's biggest problem with Malaysia is not the fact that she's flashy. It's the fact, I think it's the fact that her teammates aren't ready. So Malaysia gotta realize, okay, I can't do this because she won't catch the ball. So I have to be smarter with this pass I throw, be smarter with this move I throw, so that my teammates, so we could play a like what you saying, Mika, a team game, right, in the WNBA, because in the WNBA, they trying to do what? They all trying to win. And you're not going to win by yourself doing all these flashy moves. Can't nobody play on the court with you. That's to Rashad's point. That's Kiyomi's problem right now. Kiyomi needs to learn how to play with 5 instead of 1. Kiyomi is great 1-on-1, or she's great in the park, but how do you play organized with this team to try to win? And
these kids grew up, you know what I'm saying, watching Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are all descendants of Kyrie, and Kyrie was a descendant of watching N1. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all a trickle down effect. Like, I'm from Atlanta. I've covered a lot of Trae Young's career over there in Atlanta. So it's like the same thing you said, being able to have the keys to make the mistakes. Like Trae doing all that logo pull up. When he was doing that as a rookie, hold on, we down by 50. What is you doing?
Right.
But he figured it out eventually to where it's now refined and it is what it is now. When I think about Kennedy Carter over there in the W, it's like she reminds me of AI. Like she's like AI
Yeah,
in
she's
body.
AI for real,
But it's
yeah.
like
She said
she's
her
struggling to
favorite
stay in the
players
league.
were AI, John Starks, or the point guards. You know what I mean?
But she's struggling to stay in the
Jason
league.
Kidd.
So
Yeah.
it's just like, you know what I'm saying? So it's
But I
like
think what hers more politics because
100%.
I'm a Chicago and I agree with you. I'm not saying you're wrong,
Yeah.
but I'm a Chicago Sky fan, and I watched her this year, and I see her play. And in fact, we're gonna give her all the credit in the world right now because this is what.
Oh,
the
yeah.
world-
Kennedy
this
Carter.
what the world.
Let me
Hold
be
on,
on record of saying it. I
yeah,
think Kennedy Carter the best guard in the world.
facts.
Like, I
but
think
that's
she
not
the
even
best
where I was
guard in the
going.
league.
I agree
For
with
sure.
that. I agree with that. That's not even where I was going. I wanted to give her credit because a lot of times people forget, or maybe they didn't watch the full season, or maybe they see. I had League Pass. I watched damn near every game, right? A lot of people might have seen certain games. I'm gonna give Kennedy Carter credit because she came off the bench and played her role to start the season. She played her role without complaining. A lot of people not gonna give her that credit because they're gonna talk about the scoring and the 1-on-1 and blah blah blah. Kennedy Carter was a role player for the Chicago Sky. She came off the bench and she ended up becoming our best guard. And then that's how she got in the role she was in to lead the team because Mo3, what's up? That's how she got in the role she was in to lead the team because she ended up being our best guard and our best scorer. So we had to use it that way. But she started off the season as a sixth woman off the bench and did her job so well, she got a starting position. So I just want to give her that credit because, you know, the narrative out there is that she's not a team player. She did all this stuff that they saying in the media, not what we saying. So I just want to give her that credit and saying she was a team player for Chicago. But I think a lot of stuff with Kennedy Carter is more off the court stuff and more mental stuff. She got to take some accountability too because listen, we like you just said, you from Atlanta, I'm from Brooklyn. You know, we all from places where we understand like sometimes it get physical. And Kennedy Carter probably came up in a place like that where if she got to fight, she got to fight. But she got to realize
she grew up with Alexis Morris, and that explained like everything because they like the same person.
Okay,
yeah.
But that's my point. She got to realize when you got to chill from all that. You feel me? Like we understand the environment we come from, and it's like, yo, it happens sometimes. People fight, da da da. They frown upon that in the WNBA, and that's really the monkey on her back. She's like a problem child. When people look at her, they think, oh, she's coming with these issues, and that's what's really hurting her.
And you always have to remember it's different with women. Oh, go ahead, Meek. Go ahead, Meek.
I hate when people say that. I know somebody was going, not you personally, because I don't know you like that. But it's her mentality. You know what I mean? It's like you can read the room. If you gonna go at Caitlin Clark, no matter how much bullshit she was talking to you, if she jade you in the face and said, "Hi, bitch,"
you said it was like Delonte West. If Delonte come after LeBron, you gonna be like, "Where'd Delonte West go? Why he ain't in the league no more?"
Why you going chest bump the? Sorry, can I cuss?
Yeah, remember
why you going chest bump the bitch, bro? Like, read the fucking room. That's gonna definitely be going viral.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, all I'm saying is I seen Kennedy in Atlanta, right? On a team where two players, it was 2, 3, 4 players out there fighting civilians outside of a food truck. Some of them jokers got to stay on the team. And Kennedy, meanwhile, sit down for the rest of the season because she got into a little argument, altercation, allegedly, reportedly, in the locker room during the game at halftime. And she sat down. She didn't even come back out for the second half, and she sat down for the rest of the season. And then they traded her in the offseason. Yeah. Meanwhile, these girls fighting civilians, fighting fans, doing on camera, and they get this. Okay, so that's when I saw, okay, the rules is different. That's why I said what I said, because it's like, if you got someone in the NBA with a little attitude, oh, he got that dog. Ant-Man got that dog in him.
Listen, Detroit and Timberwolves.
Beef stew, Beef stew.
Detroit and Timberwolves. No, but I'm talking about, about the fight that just happened, right?
Yeah, Beef stew. Isaiah Stewart. Yeah, that's all he do. All he do is fight.
And they not getting kicked out the NBA. So come on, what's going on?
He got suspended 2 games for that. This about the 8th time the Joker done fought.
Yeah.
You look at Draymond highlights. Draymond, first of all, what has Draymond done in the league since 2015, bro. Set screen. Oh, he set good screens for Steph Curry. That ain't enough for. He took down Rudy Gobert like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
he
he did it
almost
5
yoked
more
him.
times and they ain't kick him out the league. Man,
Right.
please, bro. That's why I say it's different with women. Because
Yeah.
it's like Kennedy get
He-
into an argument in a locker room allegedly with so-and-so whoop whoop. And now Kennedy got issues. And then Kennedy go, this is where Kennedy really need to really change her stuff. When she go on Twitter and just prove the point
Yeah. Yeah.
that the team's trying to make.
Yeah.
Kennedy,
She don't help herself out.
you ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to say nothing. You can make them look crazy by saying nothing, by not
Yeah.
reacting to it and showing us what folks talking about. Anyway, I want to get the RC question real quick.
Yeah, I was trying to get to that. I'll have you.
Yeah. Do y'all think Kiki Rice wants to be a good in the pros or what? I'm one of her biggest fans, but I like inconsistency and scoring sometimes be disturbing. First of all, I want to say with the whole late thing, like just watch Flau'jae. Like Flau'jae, flashy player at heart, but she know how to dial it down at the right time. I think with Kiki, I think Kiki wants to be great. Kiki wants to be good. However, I ain't gonna lie to you. Once you get to that level, it's like the doll's gonna come out, the cream gonna rise to the top.
Facts.
Is Kiki that? Kiki good, but is she that? I don't know. I'm looking at Flau'jae and I'm looking at Kiki.
That's a fact.
One was a 5-star rated number 1, number 2. It was like Lauren Bess was number 1, Kiki Rice was number 2. And I'm looking at Flau'jae, who was 25 coming out of high school. Now it's non-flip. Yeah. They both go on the draft today. Flau'jae going number 2 behind Lauren Betts, or she going number 2 behind Paige Beckers. It just
Listen, let's not forget. Hold on. I'm sorry. I just got to throw these names out there. Let's not forget Tanaya Lawson in that draft.
Man,
let's not forget now.
Flau'jae going before Tanaya Lawson.
You think so? Man. You think she better than Tanaya?
Shout out Big Foe. I
hear that.
We play winning basketball around here.
To get to the question, and then we're going to get to Mo 3. To get to the question, I do think Kiki Rice can be good in the pros. But I agree with everything Rashad said. She got to diversify her game. Right now, her game is real basic. They say what I hear the media say about her a lot is she's one of the best guards at attacking the basket, getting to the basket, but I don't really see anything special with the way she attacks the basket. And as far as the way she shoots the ball, I got to look at the numbers, but just from the eye test, she looks below average shooting the ball. Now, as far as passing the ball, she seems like she's a solid passer. Nothing special, just solid. But she's going to have to really make her game more diversified if she want to go to that next level and have an impact. So I do think she could be good in the pros, but it's up to her. She got to elevate that game. Anybody else want to touch on that before we get back to the conversation? Mo 3?
On the RC question?
Yeah. You want to give your opinion, or you want to talk about South Carolina?
My opinion is pretty much what you just said. Except for I do think she could shoot a little bit better than you're giving her credit for. But other than that, that's basically how I feel about her. I feel like she's not really nothing special.
Yeah. And it's sad because I think like she should be, right? Like, but I don't know. She's not impressing nobody.
You can't teach.
Yeah, it's just the more I watch her play, it's just I'm like,
Yeah. All right, Mo 3, what's your thoughts on we was talking about South Carolina versus Duke, and then we started to get into some of the South Carolina players. That's how we ended up talking about Malaysia for Wally. But what's your thoughts on, I don't know if you saw the South Carolina versus Duke game.
I didn't watch the whole game, but I saw a good amount of it. That game was,
yeah.
A lot of people say that was a good game, but to me, I don't think it was a good game.
Probably because it was close. They saying that, but it really wasn't a good game. It was a hard, like it was tough for them to score.
Yeah, it was like you look at it. If you didn't really watch the game, or you just watch highlights, you're gonna be thinking, "Oh, this was a defensive game."
Right.
But now I'm watching the game and I'm like, "Yo, these. If I didn't know any better, I'd just say these two teams trash."
Right. It was a bad game by both teams. Yeah. which made it a defensive game, right? Because they both couldn't score, but
Yeah, but it wasn't scoring because of the defense.
yeah,
Main, I mean, sometimes yeah, but mostly they were just not making the shots or just bricking. I'm like, what the
yeah.
heck? They missing layups. They airballing. They doing all types of stuff, and I'm like, what's going on here? Same thing with the, I don't know if y'all talked about that game yet.
Which game? Because we might go into it.
The TCU game.
Okay, we could go into that. I was gonna go into LSU, UCLA next, but we could go into TCU. Yeah, y'all started off. Anybody?
I'm gonna go, man, because I've been this people keep talking about everybody when people look at that game, even when they was watching it, they were talking about Sedona Prince,
Yeah,
but I could care less about that. The main person that disappointed me is the ones whose horn I've been tooting for almost this whole season. Madison Connor, who I proclaim to be the best shooter in college basketball, and she went
she's
out
still
there and laid an egg.
she's still on the list. She on the list though. But yeah, she could have
She
played better.
laid an egg, man. She was leading in all the metrics. If you look at all the number by the numbers, she's leading in almost all of them. So she should that game right there was crazy, man. I can't believe she did that. And but Prince,
For
I
over
already
a
knew
decade,
Prince wasn't
LG
like
OLED has
that.
transformed how you.
What is that?
Like I
Well,
always
y'all can
say,
hear that.
man.
My fault. I was trying to.
Yeah, no, you good,
I
you
didn't know
good.
it was playing.
Like I always say, if you're gonna be problematic and you're gonna have something problematic on your record, at least be good at what you do. And so for Sedona Prince to have what she have on her record and still lay an egg, I mean, it just is what it is. And plus, you older than everybody. You 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? Everybody already roasting you for your age and for the allegations on your record. And what you do, dang, the lights is too bright. The lights too bright. You're the tallest player on the floor every game. What did you do in the biggest game of your life? You laid an egg. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. I don't know what the future's gonna look like for her, but hey, tough blow. That's how it go.
Yeah. I mean, this game to me was just a defensive game. TCU couldn't handle the pressure. Texas put on them. Yeah, as you can see right there, that's pretty much adjusted. I don't really have much to say. This was a defensive game. You could tell that Texas kind of outmatched TCU. TCU to me laid the egg in this game though, because to me the Achilles heel for Texas is 3-point shooting. They don't shoot enough threes to me to last in a game versus a team that could make enough threes against them, right? So they did exactly what they need to do. If you're not going to make threes, you got to play defense. And we already know defense and rebounding does win championships. So they do have a strategy that can help them win games. But like I said, if they made a couple threes, let's just say, because in this game, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I look at the stats, I think they only made 1 3 in this game, in this one game. But let's just say they average 7 threes, right? That's enough for me for their play style, right? They if they can generate 7 threes per game, with the way they play defense, that's enough for me for them to feel for me to feel comfortable with that they could beat anybody. But the fact that they shoot like, I think they average like 3 threes a game. I heard one of the broadcasters say, and so if that's the most threes you're gonna get, if you play against a high octane team that plays on both ends of the floor, that plays defense and offense, you're gonna have a hard time winning. That's why I have a hard time seeing them winning the Natty over certain teams, because they're gonna have to really make it a low scoring defensive game in order to win, right? Which is possible. You know what I mean? We've seen those things before. But if a team get hot, they're gonna be beatable. And I feel like TCU kind of laid the egg in this game, because like Mo3 was saying, if they was knocking down threes, like the way they should have knocked down threes, they could have beat Texas. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, Texas just came out with this game plan of playing stifling defense on the guards, that it just kind of overwhelmed TCU. TCU just kind of looked outmatched in this game. And then Texas, they kind of played Texas basketball, and Texas ended up, running away with it. But yeah, that's my assessment of this game. Defensive game, low scoring game, and then Madison Booker just did enough to get the W.
Yeah, TCU just got exposed. That's all it was. They didn't have a defensive, like, they didn't have enough they didn't have enough offense to match the Texas's defense. You know what I mean? So Texas has a high motive for the defense, and they was getting easy buckets in the paint. So.
And also, I want to give, not to cut you off, Mika, just one more thing. I want to give Oldacre some credit because Oldacre had a couple big plays in this game. I was looking at Oldacre. Okay, Oldacre had some athletic full court plays. I'm like, okay, Oldacre
looking like an All-American. I'm like, yo, what the
fuck? So shout out to Oldacre. Again, Mika, trying me to cut you off.
Nah, she was dead ass looking like an All-American. I'm like, yo, why? Texas came out more ready than TCU, and TCU ain't had nothing to counteract that. That's all it was. Because I was surprised at I don't know her first name, but Prince. I'm like, yo, bro, you the biggest shorty on the court. Why can't you just stay in
the oldest,
biggest and the oldest?
Hey, I ain't going there. I just learned she was there for 7 years. I was like, wow.
And that tells me too, Rashad and Mika, that tells me that you're not gonna be able to dominate. Like if you that old, right, and you can't look amazing against these players, you're supposed to look amazing on the floor right now.
You're supposed to look like Auburn for the men.
Yeah.
You're like Auburn for the men having a great season. They all 25. They better be.
Yeah, she's not gonna be that much of a factor. She's gonna be able to block shots, but that's pretty much it.
But you only playing against amateurs in America. These players go overseas. I mean, these overseas players got an extra because they actually going through the journey and being an actual workhorse. So I wasn't surprised. I'm like, she can make it because of her height, but she probably gonna be coming off the bench.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Shorty was 25. I'm like, damn.
You ain't even know she had cases on her. You
what?
Know what I'm saying? Like,
what do you mean cases?
She's gonna be 26 this year.
Hey,
she be beating up.
Madona's got a weird case. Why is she around? You know what I'm saying? Like, she put her hands on a woman. She put her hands on a girl, allegedly. You know, I don't want to get the live king in trouble.
Listen, domestic violence. I can't stand that shit. That was
she got multiple cases.
That was riddled through the W for a hot minute. Talk about domestic violence. I don't want to hear that. I don't care about that. As long as you could deliver on the court, because
so it's like, dang, you beating your girl and you can't make a layup. What are you good for?
Right. And like I said,
those two don't equate. I'm like, if she beat her girl and she's like a high defensive player, like she defensive player of the year, then that kind of makes sense. Right. But you're talking about you can't score, that don't equate.
But listen, Oldacre don't even start. Oldacre kind of exposed her.
She came off the bench. Yeah.
And exposed her. Sedona didn't look like she belonged on the floor with Oldacre.
She was like, I'm not about to catch another case. Stop it, Bob. That's all she was doing.
Yeah.
Since she just told me that she caught a case, she's like, I'm not trying to get them silver bracelets again. So stop it, please.
What she was saying, 03?
I knew Sedona was not that one when she got dunked on.
Oh yeah,
she got dunked on.
She got dunked on.
Ashley Watkins.
Season. Like a couple months ago. Yeah. Got dunked on from that what's that girl from South Carolina?
Ashley Watkins.
Because she blocked her shot, right? She went up and she blocked her shot. Yeah, that was Watkins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she blocked her shot, and then she was looking like she's some big stuff. So Watkins was like, oh yeah, all right.
You wanna know what's funny?
She ran down court the very next play, blocked her shot, got the rebound from her, took her one-on-one coast to coast, and then jammed on her.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
She
She
made a
waited for
poster.
her too. She waited
Yep.
for her. She could have passed her and just laid up. She slowed down, waited for her to catch up. Oh, you think you're gonna block this one? Block this. Yeah, I felt so bad for HVT last night, man. I was like, man, this is
Haley
crazy.
Van Lith. Nah, she good. I
Yeah.
don't think she
Nah,
gonna
nah,
get
nah, nah,
drafted.
nah, nah, nah. I said
You don't think she gonna
HVT.
get drafted?
She gonna come off the bench. I don't think she gonna get drafted though.
She gonna get because
Yeah, she
She gonna
definitely gonna get
it's
drafted.
too many players that say I'm coming back to school for
Yeah.
Haley not
And
to
she
get
had a good year
Haley
this year.
took
I
an
think
yeah,
extra
she had a
year.
good year, yeah.
she had a good
Can't
year. I
she
yeah.
think
can't come back.
She
The
won
thing
the player of the year for the conference. She
yeah.
won
the
she was
She
like the
proves
most
that's the
like
play
her
I was
all her
talking about
numbers
right there.
improved across the board.
the thing
And
is
she
the
showed that she could play a competent point guard.
the
Yeah.
thing is the WNBA does not retain a lot of these draft picks.
That's a fact.
So
That's a fact. But I think she is
that's
thick
I
though.
mean,
my
but
my
she gonna get
main
drafted.
reason. They'll
You said
probably
what?
be like maybe 5 or 10.
Because you
And
gotta
10 is
realize,
stretching it. You know
especially
what I
with the
mean?
players, not going in the draft,
Returning.
she she might be the second best point guard in this draft now, second and third, somewhere around there. So if you
Yeah.
need a point guard, you definitely gonna go. She gonna
Who,
get paid.
yeah.
I think
I'm gonna be honest
Maybe
with
not.
y'all.
Who's better?
Angel,
Chicago
Because
gonna get
I
her.
would have had Olivia Miles. Like
I
so,
would like
Olivia
to see it
Miles.
in
no.
Chicago,
I'm
but I don't know.
giving even though she's small, I'm giving Georgia A more that credit of being better than Haley.
Georgia tough. I
Because
can't
you got to
lie.
realize, let me give you why though. Haley just had a good, she obviously before she went to LSU, she had some good seasons in Louisville, but she was more of a two, right? That's why she went to LSU to be that one. And then this year with the system that they had, she showed that she could play the one, with still having her skills and scoring and everything. Georgia Amore been having a good season playing the one for about 3 years now. So I got to give her that credit of having multiple seasons, not just one. Like I'm not just judging them off this season. This season alone, they was pretty much even. If you want to just look at this season, but Georgia Amore been doing it for multiple years. So I'm gonna give her that nod of being a better point, not player. You could say Haley Van Lith is a better player. I don't know who you would say is the better player, but if we talk about playing that position, who's the better point guard? I'm gonna say right now, being that Olivia Miles not in the draft, Georgia Amore is the best point guard available.
I respect that.
But I was saying though, I think I wouldn't be surprised if Chicago pick up Haley Van Lith because Angel love Haley Van Lith.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Haley, Angel be tweeting about her.
Yeah. She be tweeting about, she be talking about her on her live. So listen, and like I said, I was one of the people that was down on Haley. I got to give her a lot of credit. She did step up. She played better this year, so gotta give her credit. So I do think she will get drafted, probably somewhere either late first or